Hello and welcome to GPTV on Tuesday the 27th of August. My name is Philip Kingston.
And I'm GARYPEER.
And Gary, have you noticed anything different about the way the two of us look?
Nope.
Okay, I'm going to tell you, Gary, because by sheer coincidence, you've kind of followed the lead that I was hoping that you would follow. How beautiful is the weather? The weather for this entire week is spring weather, Gary. Spring doesn't actually start until the 1st of September, but the way the sunshine is just pouring through our open for inspections, the delight in the day, and the spring colours, Gary. You're in a light blue suit, I'm in a light blue suit. We're getting ready for spring and we're excited.
Is that your point?
Yeah, that's my point.
Okay, very good. Let's talk about the weekend that was, Phil. That's a very beautiful entrance to this week's program. The weekend that was, it was a busy one, Phil. We sold, was it 10 out of 12?
Gary, it was 10 out of 12, which gave us a clearance rate of 83% against an industry average. We smashed it again, Gary. The industry averaged 82%, but we were there at 83%.
Yeah, it was a good week out there. I tell you what, I think that's the best week we've had in Melbourne for probably a year and a half.
Yeah, that's right up there, Gary. That's really all the hallmarks and all of the signs of a busy moving market.
So look out for a big spring ahead. Let's talk about some of the results, because we had some exciting results and some very interesting results for those viewers of GPTV who've been tuning in to see some of the properties that we've been featuring that were sold last weekend. So Saturday morning, Philip, we were supposed to be in Alfred Street, Prahran, but lo and behold, we never got there.
No, we didn't, Gary. I was looking forward to that auction because it's a favourite area of mine, but it was sold, I think, Thursday night prior to the auction.
It was, Phil. We had every intention and desire of going to auction, but a buyer came in with a heavy-hitting offer and we couldn't ignore it, and a good agent will listen to the market, Phil.
And let's talk about what a heavy-hitting offer is. Often a heavy-hitting offer is in excess of the range that we were quoting to the public.
And the range and the expectation was in that kind of high 8s, 900. This was well in excess of that. And then there were a number of other parties who got into negotiations, and lo and behold, it sold for a lot more still. So
in effect, we kind of had an auction prior to the auction.
We did have an auction prior to the auction, and we can't ignore people that want to come forward with offers, Philip. So we didn't, and that's why it happened. But we did have the auction in Moodie Street, Philip, in Caulfield East, which you conducted.
I did.
And I think you did all right. Tell us about that.
What a gorgeous house. This was really just the most stunning house. Great little street, Moodie Street. Great pocket of East Caulfield. We had a reserve there, Gary, of $875,000. Didn't even have a chance to refer it to the vendor, just smashed that figure, and that one sailed all the way to $970,000, Gary. So almost $100,000 over the reserve. Big result.
That's a fine job, Phil, and that was Saturday done, because there was another one that we sold before auction as well, in Moorabbin, in fact. So a busy weekend. In fact, we sold over 9 suburbs on the weekend.
I'm just going to interrupt, Gary.
All over the place.
Well, we did 9 suburbs in Melbourne.
I've got some more results.
That's pretty enormous. No, I've just wanted,
people might want to hear.
I've just got to bring in. Remember how we had that wonderful competition where Vicky won a night to the Seaball.
Vicky hasn't claimed it yet, so maybe Vicky won't get it.
We did close off that competition last week, but we've had a late compliment and criticism, and I've got to tell you, I've got to read this one in full because I love this one. Even though the competition did close, we should almost send this person a gift, because this is a great one. It starts with, "Hi guys, criticism. Philip doesn't allow Gary to speak enough, and Gary should stir Philip a lot more.
I'm going to.
Also, you both need to step up the outfits." Well, I've got to tell you, I'm thinking we look pretty good today.
I'd like to get back from her. What's her name?
That's a new suit. We'll get to that in a moment. That's a new suit, shirt and tie.
This is new bag of fruit.
And this is a bit of a favourite of mine.
Higher purchase.
I'm thinking we look pretty good. But listen to this. Also, you both need to step up the outfits. Brighter coloured ties and better quality Italian suits.
Yes, Italian.
Gary, your... Gary, your hair is oily, and you desperately need a good haircut and colour. So there's a lot of grey happening there. Yeah, wait for this one.
Why don't you tell us what you really think?
Well, she's going to. Wait for this one. You also need to see a skin specialist to get rid of your facial sunspots.
Well, you know what, Phil? I resemble that remark.
You
spend a lot of time in the sun with all the auctions. I'm going to look at the whole industry suing them.
Wait, it gets better. Philip, you could do with a spray tan, and here I am thinking, I've kind of got that healthy, rosy look about me. Philip, you could do with a spray tan. You both need facials. Good grooming is essential. You both need to look immaculate, but retain that down-to-earth quality. Compliments. I'm glad there's a compliment.
Finally got there.
You're both down-to-earth, funny and bright. Yeah. You both put people at ease and passionate about what you do. You both handle the information you supply us with well.
Yes.
And as you both continue to grow in confidence, I'm sure you'll steadily improve. At least
roof. Yeah.
At least Enzo gets a good rap. Enzo is amazing. Keep getting better, guys. The best is yet to come, I'm sure. And I would just like to thank Glenda for that. Glenda, give us a buzz. We've got a bottle of French champagne for you because
for that, with the skin, all the comments and the hair and the oily and the
Glenda, you've said very succinctly what I've been trying to say to Gary for years.
That he talks too much.
Oily hair, bad skin. You should smell his breath, Glenda. I've got to tell you, you're lucky you're only looking at this on camera.
Don't be like that, Phil.
Okay.
We talk about smells. We'll have to talk about you a bit longer. Let's move on to what happened on the weekend, because there was plenty on Sunday, and thanks so much for that, Glenda. Really appreciate that. Your candidness. Thanks. So we're in therapy now for the next couple of days, but that's fine.
Come on, move it on.
Kinross Avenue was a property that didn't sell. I auctioned that at
only one of two we didn't sell on the weekend.
It was, but the reserve is $429. That's great value for a 2-bedroom with a balcony, a good floor plan, a small block, Caulfield North apartment. It's a beauty. Get there.
Yeah, investor note. Have a look at that one.
666 Ross. That won't be there long. 666 Rosstown Road, Phillip, in Carnegie.
Look, that's an interesting one for the viewers, Gary, and we'll bring some footage up of that on screen. That's interesting because apparently there was an apartment that was almost identical to ours, sold 3 months ago for $403,000. We sold this for $415,000. Well, that's good, now, if you say that the other agency handled it was competent, and I'm sure they were. We were better. There's an increase of 3 to 4% within the state of a couple of months.
And somebody did put in their comments at GPTV, they'd like to know what like-for-like properties, how they grow. So we are in tune with that.
3 months, an increase of 3 to 4%.
38 Bent Street, Caulfield, South Phillip, you auctioned that. It is undisclosed, but not for GPTV viewers. We have a second category now, or third category. We've got undisclosed, disclosed, and
so it was undisclosed for the age auction results, but not undisclosed for GPTV, and that we passed in on a bid of $1,325,000. Some 30 minutes of post-auction negotiation took that sale all the way to $1,405,000, which I think was a very, very satisfactory result.
Well done to the vendor and the buyer for buying a great property in a terrific street in Bent Street. Phillip, you were off after that to Gardenvale Road. Tell us about that. That was a humdinger.
Well, Gary, this was a fantastic property, and we keep talking about these sorts of properties like the one we're in at the moment, which we will get to. But that was a 1 of 2 party wall going down the centre, and that we thought would sell around the $1 million mark, maybe $1,050,000. We went on the market there, I think just over $1,050,000, and it flew all the way to $1,205,000. So a really strong result. That was an architect designed by Michael Factor Architect, a really good architect, and a terrific property. Which brings me factor. Which you are so clever. Which brings to me, where are we today, Gary? We are at the most fantastic property at number 5B Foster Avenue in Glen Huntley, which is just off Prahran Road. There's a really good streets. This section off Prahran Road, Gary, really from North Road going through to Glen Huntley Road.
It's on the up.
It's a fantastic location, walking distance to the best facilities, including
Mr.
Glen Huntley Road,
Brightside,
Carnegie, and Mr. Brightside just down in Prahran Road.
That one.
But this is one of the best 2-storey town residences that I've seen. 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms. If you're looking for a home-sized town residence, you've got to get down to have a look at this, because this is one of the best I've ever seen, Gary.
It's up for auction Saturday at 12:30. Be there. Whilst we continue our auction results report, 38 Clive Street in East Brighton. The price is undisclosed, but it was terrific to see 3 bidders going hammer and tong for that property. It's a beautiful home, and very, very pleased to have sold it to a lovely family who live around the corner, Phillip, and congratulations on that one, on winning the battle of 38 Clive. You did an okay auction there.
Thanks very much. Yeah, it went pretty well. We had 3 buyers there, Gary, so much easier to have an auction when we've got plenty of competitive bidding.
I was held up there, Phil, as you ran off to Hawthorn Road, but I got to the Hawthorn Road apartment that you auctioned. I climbed over the balcony to get in there. Tell us a bit about that. It seemed pretty heated.
Gary, we had interest there in the high 5s, but we had 2 bidders that just went at it. And the funny part about it was these 2 bidders knew each other. And literally the distance, because we held it in the lounge room, and they were literally, both of them were standing, but only about 5 metres apart, literally eyeballing each other and smiling at the same time, because they both clearly wanted it. We sold that for $666,000. Hopefully those 2 parties will remain friends.
Let's talk a bit about what's happening now, Phil, in terms of this weekend, because we've got a very busy one. We've talked a little bit about the one here in Foster. let's talk about some others. We've got a beauty coming up on Saturday morning at 11:30am. Leor Samuel is doing it. Adam Josky and Joel Sir handling it, and that is 16 Chloris Crescent in Caulfield. Phil, a great
address.
position. Fabulous period home in a very affordable price range. I think that one will be going very well, so get down to that. Phil, we've got 8 Sycamore Street in East St Kilda. That's a beauty. That one I'm going to have the opportunity to do, a terrific position, and that one comes up at 11:30. Phil, we're here at Foster Avenue at 12:30 on Saturday.
Gary, can't wait for this
You've
auction
got the
because,
honours.
as I said, this is one of the best properties of its type that I've ever seen. And just to remind viewers, if you want to see 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, double lock-up garage, huge entertaining areas, come down and have a look at this.
Phil, Sunday we've got 9 auctions. You're going to be in Griffiths Street in the morning. Tell us a bit about that one, Phil.
Griffith Street is a
Caulfield's out.
fantastic 3-bedroom, 1.5 bathroom, 2-storey town residence. Very affordable price range, Gary. So welcome investors and first home buyers to come down and have a look at that.
Now, last weekend, Phil, I was in Lumeah Road.
Yep.
We were not the selling agent, but in this occasion, I was actually bidding and I secured a property. So I don't know if people know that, but we do buy properties for people as well. If you're interested in talking to us about that. So I bought this house for our client. I'm happy to say it's substantially less than they were prepared to spend, which was good.
You actually bought it for a lot less than they
I saved
had.
them a lot of money, so
Yeah.
I've gone from getting the vendor to the maximum to getting the purchase to the minimum.
Yep.
But this home that we're selling, Philip, on Sunday is in Lumeah Road. Tell
Number
us about
20
that.
Lumeah Road, Gary. This is one of the absolute classic 1970s single-storey solid brick flat roof gem of the era, and that goes to auction on Sunday
At 11:30
At
a.m.
11:30, that's 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, car parking for 2, swimming pool. That's a real beauty.
In the Golden Mile of Caulfield North, and it's been owned by the same family for many, many years,
Yep.
Phil. I am going to be at 12:30 auctioning an apartment, one of 4 only, a oversized apartment, Phil, at 3 at 11 Briggs Street, in a block of 4 only, right in the heart of Caulfield on the first level. We're looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that one at 12:30, doing that one together with Ben Rothschild. And at 392 Inkerman Street, you are going to be auctioning that one. Tell us a little bit about that apartment, Philip.
Gary, a terrific apartment, great location, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space, beautifully refurbished throughout. Once again, if you're in the market for something, come on down for that.
At 1:30, Phil, a prestige address, Craddock Avenue, Caulfield North. You've got the honours there. Tell us a bit about that home.
What a fantastic house, designed again by Dr. Ernest Fuchs, built by the people that are selling it.
How did he design houses if he was a doctor? Wouldn't he be?
Well, I think
How
he
many
was
people
probably
could
a
have died.
doctor of architecture, Gary, but
Oh.
that is a fantastic single-storey classic residence, and I love this house. It's got the most incredible entertaining areas, so I look forward to that auction.
If you know anything about Elsterwick, Phil, the last one we've got time to review is a property in Downshire Road. That is in the A streets of Elsterwick, even though it starts with a D. Downshire Road, you're doing that auction, Philip, together with Daniel Rees and Glen Bricker at 2:30 p.m. on Sunday. Hope your voice holds out till then.
Gary, big auction week, but not only is it
Doesn't
a big
get
auction
bigger.
week, Gary, but I've got a lot of charity work that I'm doing this week,
that right?
and a lot of viewers might not know that we do a lot of charity work at GARYPEER and
We do.
Associates. Very happy to support
Community-focused.
all the community, all the different charities. This Friday night, I'm going to be at the Grand Hyatt, Gary, dressed in my new dinner suit that I bought last week.
Italian?
Well, it is Italian.
Don't want to disappoint
I'll
you,
bring a
Glenda.
bit of a photo for Glenda for next week, but I'm going to be the auctioneer at the Grand Hyatt for the Neuroscience Neuroscience Foundation Ball. Going to be a lot of intelligent people in the room.
What are you doing there? You'll be so out of your depth.
Completely.
Yeah.
And then on Sunday, a round of applause from the viewers, I hope, for the Armadale Bowls Club, who are celebrating their 125th celebration. Right? They've been around for 125 years. Huge function they're having at the Caulfield Racecourse, and I'm the MC, so I look forward to that.
Gonna get in amongst the balls and have some fun.
I've got to tell you that as they say, most bowling clubs don't last anywhere near that because for whatever reason.
Well, they've got something special
But they've
going
been
down
going
there.
this year for 125 years, so congratulations to the Armadale Bowls Club.
Enzo Raimondo speaks about corporate citizenship and how real estate agents are very good community people, but that's not going to happen this week because we don't have time left, Philip. But we will bring that to you next week on GPTV. It's all happening. Next week it's going to be spring, Phil.
Spring's in the air.
And the
Spring's
standard,
in
I
the
don't
air.
know about. I haven't got the other new suits, but
Gary, I must say that this is the first time in a long time where I think you actually look pretty good today.
thanks, mate.
Yeah,
That's very
no
good to
problem.
hear.
Other than all those horrible things on your
My
face.
face and my hair, my
Your
oil.
oily
I'm going to
hair.
get my hair cut for next week. We are looking forward to bring you all the big news in real estate on GPTV, but we'll have to see you next time in spring. I'm GARYPEER.
Philip Kingston, have a great week.
Bye.